Well, hello and welcome back to yet another incredible video. And today I'm going to be doing something using those aloha and relax signs that I saw in the nautical section of Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be using them to make something I'm going to refer to as Boho Beach. At least that's what's kind of inspiring me. So let's get into it. So in this first piece, I'm going to be hitting you guys with a rustic kind of seaside, again, boho style lantern. And this will not have a bottom, but it'll be the kind of thing that you can either slip over a candle or slip, a pug light into it or a light insert. So I'm going to be using, again, those aloha signs that I've broken down, and then some wood leaf forms, if you will. I've seen these out. They've been out for some time. I grabbed a bunch of them when I saw them, and that is what we'll be using. Okay, I'm going to take a pause and let you guys know a little bit of a hack as to how I filled in the holes in these frames. There's a couple different things that I've seen. I've seen people use spackle, blah, blah, blah. I just grab a candle, just a very simple candle, and rub it across. The wax will fill in the hole, and that works good enough for me. Now, usually I don't care about these holes, I really don't, but I know that for some of you guys, you really do. So in terms of just creating these videos and making things look visually appealing, I go ahead and fill them in. So this is a little hack for you. Okay, so the wood leaf forms that I'm using are a little bit longer than my frame, or the frame that I get after I remove those sign pieces. So I go ahead and just take my little miter saw and basically saw off the bottom part. Okay, so once I have our leaves down to size, I go ahead and just glue them down to the frame. Now I use hot glue here, but I would recommend using E6000. Okay, so once we have our leaf and our frame combined, I go ahead and take the piece and trace it out on some of those chopping mats, and then I cut that out and glue that to the back of the frame as well. Okay, so now that our complete frame is together with our leaf, our chopping mat connected to the frame, I go ahead and combine all four of these pieces to make a box. Okay, so this next part is going to be entirely extra, but this is what I did to make it seem more beachy, more worn, more rustic. First, I went out and I spray painted the whole thing white, and then I brought it back in and I sanded it down a bit, and then I distressed it with some Waverly Antique wax. That is just what I did because that's what I wanted in terms of a look. Now with you, you could do whatever. You could leave this as is, as it was when I first put the box together, or you could spray paint it whatever color you wanted, or you could hand paint it whatever color you wanted. But this is what I chose to do because I really, like I said, was going for that very rustic, kind of beachy kind of look. And I love how this came out. I think it was giving me the vibes I was going for, which is kind of just like a little lantern, a little something you would see in a boho beach situation. I don't even know what boho beach is. I have made it up. But comment below if boho beach makes sense to you, and comment if you like this piece. Okay, so for DIY number 2, I take 3 of my frames and I grab some of those wood planks that the Dollar Tree sells in a pack of 6, and I go ahead and get those plaques stained using a watered down version of antique wax. So once those have dried, I go ahead and apply them to my frames, and then I do employ some tumbling tower blocks just to make sure that that seal is sealing so that this doesn't come apart. So when adding my planks to my frames, I chose to make 2 kind of a mirror image of each other, and then for my middle one, I just add 1 plank in the center, and this was just for my design. So now that my planks are on, and you could just leave this as is, this would be a beautiful piece itself, but I am going to go ahead and employ some of those stemless wine glasses that I used in a DIY a few DIYs ago, and I'm going to attach those to my planks. I'm going to be attaching 1 on the side of my 2 mirror frames, and then I'm going to attach 1 in the center of the frame that just has the 1 plank. Okay, so I love this piece. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. This is my favorite out of the 3 that I have made today. So I added just some of that greenery that I had gotten from Home Goods. I think these were like 99 cents a piece, but you could certainly add whatever you wanted to. You could put a little bit of water in and just drop a real flower in. You don't want to put anything too heavy in because we are just holding this together with hot glue, but she is beautiful to me. So comment below if this is the one that you guys like in the video. Okay, so for DIY number 3, I'm going to use 4 of those frames, and I am just going to go ahead and connect them together into a box. Now, because I'm going to put a little bit of tension on this, I don't think glue is going to be enough, so I did throw some zip ties at the top and bottom, if that makes sense, and you'll see this of my frames after I had glued them together. So once my box is all together and my zip ties are on, I just come through with my favorite nautical rope. You guys know I love this nautical rope, and I wrap it around each of the legs, if that makes sense. So each of the sides legs of my box, and you will see this. Now, once my rope is wrapped, I throw what I like to call a crafting Hail Mary up into the air. I grab one of those clear glass bowls that the Dollar Tree sells, give it a quick cleanup because they're usually pretty filthy, and then I slide it in to my frame. Now, I'm lucky because this fit right in. The sides of my frames were under a little bit of tension, but the rope definitely helped and the zip ties helped. But I was able to slide my bowl in and have it just kind of float there, which I have to say is pure luck. So I just added some aquarium rocks because they're relatively light and a little succulent to style this, and I thought she turned out pretty nice. Again, it's kind of giving me those vibes. You certainly could distress the ropes with a little bit of Waverly wax if you wanted to kind of give it a little bit more edginess, but I just left the ropes as is. Okay, you guys. So there you have it. That's my attempt at boho beach, a phrase, a term that I think I have just made up. Anywho, make sure to comment which one of these pieces you thought was your favorite. As always, we thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed, we hope that you will choose to do so. And we also invite you to come back, hang out, and be okay with us.